Tall and tan and young and lovely, the trade from Ipanema goes walking, and when he passes, each one he passes goes, huh! When he walks, he's just like a samba that swings so cool, sways so gentle that when he passes, each one he passes goes,
Work.
oh, but I watch him so sadly. How can I tell him I love him?
You better sing.
Yes, I would give my heart gladly. But each day when he walks to the sea, he looks straight ahead, not at me. Tall and tan and young and sickening, the trade for me. Okay.
Perfect song. A beautiful.
Welcome back to The Read, everyone. I'm the little boy from Vine that screamed, "Delete all that shit! Delete all that shit! Fucking play with you, Piggy!"
And I am Janine's Velcro Shoes. And this is The Read. Thanks for coming back.
Welcome. Not Janine's Velcro Shoes.
Oh, just wait till you see this week's episode of Abbott.
Oh, Teagues.
That's my girl.
Teagy.
She's something else, boy. Just constantly doing her best. And varying degrees of success. But yeah, thanks for rejoining us here on the program. No spoilers.
Welcome back. Well, Miss Check, how are you doing this week? I feel like I didn't do one last week.
Oh, I don't even remember. Well, things are still hectic. My life is still just doing whatever the fuck it wants and dragging me along for the ride. So I'm trying to be honest and realistic without being too negative, but you know, it's a very stressful time. School
hard to do when you live in life on Earth. Black woman.
Listen.
Yeah. Queer.
But, for now.
Yeah. Well, that's probably for the best.
That's the one thing that is probably working in my favor right now. But yeah, school. This is a very tough semester for me. So
yeah, that's rough.
It is rough, but nobody told me that getting a master's degree would be easy. And
not one person.
Nope. And I question every day why I decided to do it. I question every day, but I'm still fucking here because I paid money for this semester and you cannot get it back at this point. So
yeah, but when you get the piece of paper that says you are done and you are a master of this thing, it's going to be like, oh my God, it's so worth it. And here I am completely validated in the hard work that I did. And now I shall go out into the world and make it better.
I mean, I don't really know.
I
really don't know about that. But I really don't know what I'm going to do with this degree, but I'm hanging in there basically. How are you? What's going on with you these days?
You know what? I'm okay.
You got a birthday coming up?
That's happening the same day as Thanksgiving, which gives me, the old the war veteran shakes when I think about
oh my God.
My 18th birthday that was also on Thanksgiving. I think I've talked about this on the show. Who cares? I'll talk about it again.
I was going to say, if you have, I don't remember.
A carrot cake. All I wanted for my birthday was a carrot cake. I was turning 18. Thanksgiving, for those of you who don't know or didn't realize, just the last Thursday of the month of November. So it's not any particular day. It's just the last Thursday, which means for me, 24th of November, sometimes it falls on the day. Sometimes it falls just before it. Usually it's around Thanksgiving. So this is one of those years it's going to land on it. My 18th birthday, which is a special birthday for me.
It is. That's a big one.
Happened to be a Thanksgiving day, and all I wanted was a carrot cake because I didn't have friends or any reason to celebrate big like that. And so we were having Thanksgiving down to my auntie them house.
Work.
I got to the house, and I mean, I wasn't late. Dinner was still being served.
Oh, no.
I walked in. I went to the kitchen. And right there on the dessert table were 4 cakes. One was like a rum cake, it's Jamaican.
Mm-hmm.
I think one was maybe like a strawberry short, some kind of a fruity.
That's a nice addition.
Another cake I don't remember. And half of a carrot cake. Half of what was once a whole carrot cake that also said happy birthday with my name on it.
No! I was praying it wasn't like your cake, but it
No.
It was your cake. How niggas gonna cut and eat your cake?
I remember my mother going off, but not much else. I ejected myself from the remainder of the day, from birthdays in general. And I've had many shitty birthdays since.
Okay.
So, here's hoping.
Oh, yeah. Fingers crossed that this next one is a joyous one.
All right, let's get into some Black excellence.
Okie dokie.
This week, we're going to give Black excellence to a few people. We're going to start with one Baltimore native by the name of Joseph Adetola, who also is known by the name Zentola. He's a meditation leader and an artist and a podcaster and a Zen connoisseur. I made up that last part. It's probably
you did.
The thing that he calls himself. But Joseph is very into centering yourself, meditation, positive energy, high vibrations, or whatever the meme is. And he's been doing some really awesome things, including traveling to detention centers to teach young people the power of meditation and mindfulness. He has a goal to help juveniles in Baltimore walk a mindful path of life. Says the superintendent at Thomas J.S. Waxter's Children's Center, which is an all-female detention facility that he's worked with, said that she saw a change in how the young women behaved and articulated their feelings after working with him. He has a podcast called A Moment of Zentola that explores different meditations, guided meditations, and discussions of energy. And I also watched a clip of some students, young students in schools who have taken to use, or their teachers have taken to use, his affirmation pledge wall, an I am pledge, which is basically like a pyramid of affirmations that over 25 schools have started to use. And it's like, I'm smart, I love myself, so on and so forth. It's like this long pyramid of them that the students go over. And I literally saw these little tiny kids in, I don't know, first grade maybe, screaming, I love myself, like shouting at the top of their lungs that they love themselves. And teachers are saying that it works really well. Joseph says meditation and sound healing are powerful tools to help reduce tension, stress, and anxiety. I remember visiting my older brother at this same facility for Family Day many years ago. I come back and work with youth in his memory and honor teaching them how to tap in and align their energy because they're powerful. I share tools that have helped me navigate along the way and changed my life. So to you, sir, we say you're Black, you're excellent. Congratulations, and keep doing the things.
Yes, I love everything about that. That's beautiful.
Also, Beyonce, most nominated Grammy.
Oh, yes, those did happen.
Grammy
once again.
I think 80 nominations, surpassing her husband. So another thing for them to have petty fights about over breakfast. Who else? Glorilla got her first ever nomination for
yes.
F-I-E-E fuck
nigga free. I love her. She's so fun.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun. Lizzo will receive the People's Champion Award from the People's Choice Awards. The Senior Vice President of Entertainment for live events at NBC Universal said she leads with kindness, advocates for inclusivity, and champions increased diversity and equity in the industry and beyond. Her commitment to breaking barriers and empowering others to use their own voices to create change makes her a true people's champion. So good on you, Lizzo.
Very true. Did you see that video? She posted a video today of like, I guess somebody asked her for a dress that she wore in 2019 to some event. And she actually sent the girl this dress.
Or just because they wanted it?
Well, no, she had some event to go to. I think she's an author. The person who asked for it is an author who I don't know those details, but I know that she had like a big event coming up, needed like a formal gown, made a TikTok or something, asking Lizzo for that dress. And Lizzo really packed up the dress and sent it to her. So then the girl like recorded herself opening the box and putting it on, and she just wept, and it was just a beautiful moment. Y'all be hating on Lizzo because she is excellent. Don't give a fuck what y'all think about her. That is the only reason y'all are mad.
Hate, is it Houston? The level of hate that Lizzo and Megan get to me is
a lot.
It's a lot. There's no explanation for it.
Nope.
It's really like, it's inexplicable. Like,
they're not mean girls. Like, they don't go around shitting on people. Y'all
really just be minding their business,
twerking and being talented.
Yes, I think it truly has to do with them loving themselves and that love radiating in such an expansive manner that people are threatened by it.
Yeah, I think with Lizzo, it's like, people are like, how dare you? I don't really know what it is about Meg, because Megan is like conventionally attractive, and I don't really get what that is. But I think with Lizzo, a lot of y'all just don't like to see a big woman out here who's not like trying to diet and not trying to get y'all to love her. She's just existing.
But look at that. Look at that. Megan is a completely different body type who does exactly what, Lizzo does, which is be gorgeous and comfortable in her skin, and is hated. And I think it just has a lot to do with like people not wanting women to have autonomy over themselves and feel like they can be sexy on their own terms. Like, I feel like we're still stuck in this weird, but like really weird place when it comes to that. Because like, you're saying, like Meg is conventionally pretty and stuff like that, which she is, but it's like Meg is also like incredibly expressive in her sexuality and in her confidence. And she also talks big shit on men. Like big shit on men.
She does.
So I think both of them kind of just in existence are big middle fingers to the system.
Yeah, but both, like, none of that is particularly new. Like, Megan is not the first rap girl to be any of those things. Like, and Lizzo is not the first fat or plus size, whatever word you prefer, artist to exist either. So it's kind of feeling like y'all just hate black girls, especially black girls who love themselves and don't give a fuck what y'all think about it. Like, that's really weird, what guys. It seems to be coming down to. Yeah, break yourselves out of that habit. It's strange.
Yeah.
But shout out to the girls.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into our pop culture segment, which is called Hot Tops. Bottom, I love you, purr.
That network gonna pay for that shit one day.
One day.
One fucking day.
Grammy nominations are out, as I mentioned. Beyonce in the lead, 9 nominations. Kiss her ass. What are you gonna do about it? You bitches know what it is. And the girlies try to play games when it comes to the voting and stuff like that every year. I don't expect things to be too different. I do expect that she'll at the very least get this Best Dance album. Record of the year, 1,000%. Album of the year, 10,000%. I'm really not going to argue with y'all bitches. R&B, like, I'm really not going to do it. Like,
I'm not.
At the end of the day, the pendulum's going to swing the way that it does, more clearly the way that the system wants it to, the structure wants it to. I told somebody today I fully expected at least the album or record of the year, like those two, to be the one nominee that I've never heard of. It's always the because I think Adele is nominated for mad shit. Kendrick's nominated for mad shit. And the girlies like to play games. It is what it is, but we all know who the true diva is.
And we always do. So again, like the Grammy committee, they're gonna do whatever they do, but we all know what it is, and there's no point in trying to deny the impact of that album. What blew my mind was that Beyonce was the first Black woman to be nominated for Best Dance Album, like ever.
That's pretty crazy, especially since the 80s and 90s happened.
I mean, I think...
And 70s.
So, yes, I think maybe that category is relatively new, but still, it's just... for me, that was a reminder that like the Grammys are made up of that the voting committee or whatever, I'm sure is mostly white. And when it comes down to it, they are going to celebrate their people like they default to themselves always. So I just, honestly, not surprised. It can go however it goes, but we know who deserves it.
Honestly, I low-key feel like sometimes they're like, some of these institutions may have people behind the scenes that are like, we can't let these people believe they have the power.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like that for real.
So it's like, oh, you go to the show, you have a good time. Doja Cat's nominated, Latto's nominated, as I mentioned, Glorilla's nominated. Not nominated.
Oh, Lord.
Chloe Bailey hasn't gotten any nominations. But you're a young, beautiful, talented girl. You got time. Summer Walker.
Chloe didn't put an album out.
But Chloe has like a couple of records out.
Yeah.
Like you don't really need to have an album. I mean,
no, you don't have to, but I just wasn't surprised by that.
Silk and the Sonic Hedgehogs.
Well, that was BET's fault. BET was the one that nominated them niggas, I think, before the album came out. So
I love Chloe. I think that she has a bright future.
Yes. I wish I would let that young girl live. Like, it's too many y'all trying to tear another one who is just and she's so
just
young.
Living.
How are y'all this pressed over like a 22-year-old girl? Be serious.
Chloe Bailey step into an intersection and eat a live baby.
Because that's how y'all act.
The way that some of y'all be acting towards these little black girls is just I'm sorry, not little black girl sounds condescending. You know what the fuck I mean?
Yeah.
Like these young women, y'all act like, I don't know, like they're vampires or something. Like they're just like, I don't get it. Y'all be hating on these women who really don't be doing nothing like at all, but minding their business and showcasing their talent and working incredibly hard. It's kind of weird. We want to talk about the other side.
Weird yet standard. That's what y'all do.
Oh, Summer Walker snubbed for her album. Still over it. Guess it's what the Grammys said.
I didn't think it was that great. Like, there's only a few tracks on that album I really like.
I really like that album.
I think Fourth Baby Mama, if she didn't submit that for Best R&B song, that was my favorite.
Powerful piece of art. Yeah.
That was my favorite. So if it was that single or that track that got snubbed, then I understand that. But the album overall, I wasn't a huge fan.
I mean, I don't really know what a lot of these people submit specifically.
Right.
Like we know Nicki Minaj submit fucking Super Freaky Girl because she came out and talked about it.
Oh, yes, she did.
Also snubbed. No category. Well, we knew she wouldn't be in rap.
Deservedly so. That song is not good.
She's not anywhere in pop, so she didn't get any nominations for Grammys this year.
It isn't good.
Latto, who she tried to tweet over the head about this.
Oh,
over and over again. Latto got like 2-3 different nominations for herself. And of course, the Cardi B fans took off with some hashtag to troll Nicki Minaj. Hashtag, what was it? No Grammys for Granny.
Oh. Now, why are Cardi's fans in it?
Because these kids are just wretched. And like, girl, that lady is not that old. Like, and you're going to be that age one day or you're going to die.
No, it was Lotto being like, you're older than my mama and calling her super freaky grandma that started all that. So,
but it's like, girl, first, that is so stupid. Whatever.
It is.
Like, I don't.
It is.
You already know. I'm over all of this shit. So.
Yeah. I'm long past my stand days, but I just don't know why y'all wouldn't let the Lotto fans or the Glorilla fans or the whoever else got an issue with her fans handle that. I don't get why the Carbs would jump into that.
Because they legitimately believe that they all exist in Westeros. They all believe that this is like Game of Thrones. And that they're House Cardi and the other ones are House Barbie. And that, you know, the rest of the girlies are you know, the little houses in between here and there.
And they're fighting for
Nicki
control.
Minaj has dragons. And, you know, Cardi's got dire wolves. Like, these kids really believe that they're at war.
Okay.
And I shouldn't, again, say kids, because some of y'all are smooth 30.
Oh,
like,
yeah. We're finding out.
Plus.
Some of y'all should have been grewed up. But that's all right.
So, you know, but better luck next time for those who did get snubbed. I'm sure, you know, that's annoying or frustrating, especially if you charted really well or overall performed really well and feel like you deserve it. But let it not bruise your ego or your output, ladies and germs.
I mean, yeah, it's just,
I wanted to say something else, but I ran out of.
This is just how it goes. Like, this is the nature of award shows, and people get really keyed up around the Grammys. I certainly would have thought y'all were out of y'all mind if Renaissance didn't get nominated for Album of the Year. But
I think you're out of your mind if it doesn't win.
I mean, same.
Maybe it won't.
But ultimately, it's not something I'm gonna devote a whole bunch of energy into. Like, my fave is not pressed, so. Well, you know, and maybe that's why they get so energetic about it, because their faves are really pressed over these nominations and stuff. But
yeah, the fans, obviously, I understand, you know, fans getting really wrapped up in stuff like that. I understand. I get it. I just do. But at the same time, there are so many classic, incredibly talented, literally iconic people who either don't have Grammys or who don't have Grammys they deserve. Someone just reminded me of that year that Macklemore scooped up all of them Grammys from Kendrick Lamar. Remember that?
Yes.
And he posted that like screenshot of a text that he sent him to be like, well, I know that I shouldn't have won anyway. Anyways. You know, here I am drinking.
We all knew that.
Boone's Farm out of my fucking Grammy. Like,
we all fucking knew you didn't. We all knew you didn't deserve to win, but you did. So, like, just take your trophy and go home and enjoy that. What is the rest of this for?
Inti Ways, Dwalling. What else do we got? There's more shade coming out of classic rhythm and blues group Escapade. Did you know that they still perform and like tour together and do stuff?
Escape. I'm a little surprised by that.
Me too.
Just because I don't see. Well, you know, I was about to say I don't think Candy. I just don't see her like needing to tour, but also Candy seemed like she don't really like to turn a check down either.
She doesn't.
So
it would have to have like anthrax on it for her to not take it.
She also seems like pro getting them dollars. Like having enough is not enough. So yeah, I didn't know that, but I'm not super shocked to hear it.
Well, they appeared down to the Soul Train Awards, and a photo of Escapade came out where 3/4 of the group were dressed very similarly in very sparkly, sort of silvery, glittery,
complimentary
gowns. And then there was Latasha Scott.
Who Who looked beautiful, I will say.
Oh, they all looked lovely.
Looked
literally.
gorgeous. That
they
was a gorgeous
beautiful.
gown. But
she literally looked gorgeous. But she also looked very different and out of place.
Mm-hmm.
And it was giving, what's going on, because this is a group that has notably not gotten along.
Right. Has had some issues. We've seen it play out.
So someone in the group or someone in the comments pointed out that they were dressed differently, and I think someone alleged that maybe Latasha didn't know about it.
Yeah.
And then Latasha was like, yeah, because, they didn't tell me anything about this. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. And Kandi responded to this and basically accused Latasha of getting her own stylist, wanting to have a stylist that was separate of everybody else's, and that she purposely has kept herself and separated herself from the rest of the girls in the group. So basically anything coming out like this was on her. Then Kandi apparently or allegedly blocked her ass.
Well.
And
right. Because Latasha's not going on the tour.
Right, apparently.
Right. So that makes sense then.
I saw something Latasha posted, which was like a TikTok of her doing a voiceover of some ministry. Some shit with God.
What? What are you talking about? Is this something I can Google? I'm finna Google it.
I'm sorry. Some shit with God.
Wait, is it this people are betting on your silence, not
yes.
this time? Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, she has the Live, Laugh, Love pillows. Now, what is... Okay. All right.
She posted texts between her and her stylist, allegedly. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. Her sister came out and said something against her. Tamika said, I love my sister Latasha and has had her back for years, right or wrong. It comes a time when you mature and have to make the right decisions. God is watching and I'm not disappointing him for nobody.
Shut up, not God.
I know God just be like, oh my God, stop talking about me.
Oh my God. You know what this sounds like? It sounds like, cool it, Effie. This time you know what you done.
You didn't have to do that.
I did.
You didn't.
I've been listening to the Dreamgirls soundtrack a lot lately. And that's exactly what this reminded me of. Normally I'd be on your side, girl. But this time I cannot defend my sister because, text messages and all this, clearly the issue went deeper, just like Latasha said it did on Instagram. But my question is, if the other three girls are being dressed by one person, why wouldn't, and one of those girls is your own sister, why would you not also, I'm just not, or final looks, the stylist didn't communicate final looks, final color, final.
I don't get it.
It's really not clicking to me. I don't get why Latasha had her own stylist in the first place.
Because she hates them and she wants them to know that.
Your own sister too, though? Maybe she just didn't want to wear illusion mesh, which...
Can't blame her for that.
Can't blame her for that because y'all never get the color right. Tiny's is too dark. Tamika's is too light. Kandi's is kind of... it's the best of the three, but I honestly think it would have been cuter if they were all wearing something like Latasha was wearing. Think that would have been...
You ain't sure.
A much more... I'm just saying, I prefer her dress. But I don't understand why. And maybe that's why. Maybe she said no.
I just have the class to not say it.
She about to be she's going to say, you know what? Because I knew that them hoes was going to go on AliExpress. We're going to be wearing
some old tacky ass.
Somebody was going to bring out the
swap meet promise. I wasn't gonna do it.
And I just said,
and
no,
you see
girl,
what
I can't. And you see, and which one of us? I mean, well,
I mean, who would RuPaul ask to sashay away?
Listen, I know who's in the bottom two this week. I can tell.
There was a. You know what? Let's do 21 Savage.
Damn. All right.
He apparently was in a clubhouse room. I didn't even know these things still existed. Much less that y'all were getting like famous people still come on here and tell their business or whatever.
That's what I don't get. Why are famous people still on Clubhouse?
Anyways, 21 Savage did a Clubhouse thing. I'm talking about rap in the 90s and whether or not it's relevant. And he just caused quite a controversy when he claims that Nas is not relevant to hip hop and that he just has a loyal fan base and that he still makes good music.
Okay.
I think that's mostly what he stated. And so hip hop Twitter is,
ablaze.
In flames.
Oh yes. Yeah. Especially because most of them niggas are old. So they are definitely gonna be in their feelings about that. 21, I was about to say, how old is that nigga? 21 Savage is 30. So
I was gonna say 21.
You can't be 21 forever. But so I'm sure you know.
How does you feel?
I'm sure he has.
As young as you act.
I'm sure Nas has less of an impact on somebody born in 92 than somebody born in 82 or 75 or 72, so on. So, I mean, I guess I don't think this is that bad. Like, he didn't say fuck Nas. He was like, and he didn't even say that Nas don't make good music. Probably should have said, I feel like Nas is not that relevant to the younger rappers. I feel like maybe that is true. But
asking 21 Savage or expecting 21 Savage to be like eloquent, clear,
to think things through before he just says them.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And I've heard nothing but good things about this new album that Nas just dropped, this KD3.
Yeah, I heard it's decent.
Right. So, and then he was like, I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. Y'all just take shit and run with it. And that was kind of how I felt about it. Like, old niggas just heard somebody say that the rapper they grew up on ain't really all that. And they just got super activated behind that. And that is what social media does. So,
two things for me. And I believe both of them to be true. First thing, I believe Khalees. Second thing, I think because Nas is a hip hop icon, he will always be relevant to hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
It's like saying Biggie's not relevant to hip hop or Tupac isn't relevant to hip hop. Like, what? Like, y'all are always gonna, it doesn't, or Wu-Tang isn't relevant to hip hop. Like, what? It doesn't, shut up. It doesn't make any sense. Like, one day you won't be as poppin' or as mm-hmm. constantly played in constant rotation as you are now. Do you want people to say that you aren't relevant? That your contributions to the genre aren't relevant because you're older now? Y'all got the game fucked up. You're gonna be old one day too. This is like, it doesn't like it's weird. But I hear where you're coming from. I hear what you're saying, and I think I understand where he's coming from. But I think the reason that other people have issue with it is because, like, girl, when it comes to people that paved the way, that are still sampled, that are still inspirational, mm-hmm. Inspirational in the sense that they are, I should say, influential. That was the word I was looking for.
Yes,
and are still making fucking music,
right? Good music
that, like you just said, is well received. And it's like, what are you?
He said it was good himself. That's why I'm like, perhaps you should have said, to the younger niggas, to people my age or younger. He is not like perhaps one of their, but even then that's like, well, why would you even feel the need to say that? Because that is definitely true. Like the people who paved the way, the legends, they are always going to be relevant to the genre because they helped shape it. They helped develop it. They helped get it to a point where you and Drake could continue to put out the music y'all do. So whether you will be able to have that same longevity or people will be able to say that about your career remains to be seen. But yeah, I just feel like this nigga didn't think his words through very carefully. And that is why all this came to be.
First thing I thought of was Drake going, 21, can you do something for me? 21, can you take the heat off me? 21, can you get the South Shade of me?
And that is exact. Oh, and it worked. Damn, I didn't even think of that, but that definitely worked. Niggas really shifted their attention that fast. I'm loving all the homosexual memes behind that too.
I'm having a good time.
And I love them. Again, I believe he did it on purpose, but anyway.
Tierra Whack was arrested.
What?
Tierra Whack was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct after apparently security found a loaded gun on her person at the airport in Philadelphia. The gun had 6 live rounds of ammo in it.
Sister!
And was taken, it was confiscated by authorities. Luckily, Tierra is licensed to carry. They just believe it was a mistake. I'm assuming the luckily she was licensed to carry part means that this is why she is not dead. I don't know. Like,
oh, God.
Because, like, I don't know. But, yeah, they charged her with disorderly conduct and it seems like though they're treating it as if it was a mistake. I don't know what the repercussions of that charge are. I didn't see. Y'all gotta help me understand how this happens. Like,
who was the other rap nigga who did the same thing in Jersey and ended up going to jail?
There's been a few of them. I know this happened to Joel Santana.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
It's happened to a couple of famous people, mostly rappers.
But that nigga wasn't legally allowed to have a gun. That's why he ran.
Yeah, I think so.
Tierra, I really think Tierra just didn't clean out her purse.
Probably.
But having a license does not mean you can carry a loaded gun to a security checkpoint at the airport.
I guess I'd be forgetting what's in some of my bags too, but I also don't just carry guns around.
Like I've just, maybe because I'm not really a gun carrying type of bitch, but I feel like I would always be very aware if I had a gun on me.
Especially if I'm going to the airport.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how it happens.
Damn.
But I love me some Tierra Whack, so.
But they let her post bail or whatever and it looks like she has a hearing on December 8th. So hopefully they just be like, okay, girl, pay this fine and don't do it again.
Yeah. I saw a clip from the Love and Hip Hop reunion where Scrappy was talking about his mama, who you read last week, I believe. Mm. And this the BAM. She was quite emotional next to him and said that she feels responsible for the state of Scrappy's relationship with his mom right now, because apparently where they've reached right now in their relationship, Scrappy and Mama D, stemmed from alleged disrespect on Mama D's part towards Bambi, who is Scrappy's, I think they're married?
Yeah, that's his
wife and mom of his kids. So youngest kids. I saw that and I was just like, this is a read letter. Like,
it is. Because how is it your fault?
Right.
How is it your fault that this woman disrespected you and your husband was like, chill out on that dumb shit?
I mean, I feel bad because I'm just like, that's probably a natural emotion to have. Because it's like, well, Even though it's not your fault, it's like I am not confused or thrown by someone thinking, well, damn, like this situation happened because this person and I have had issues. Like, is this my fault? It almost feels like, you know what it almost feels like? When parents get divorced and the kids blame themselves.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, to me, that is I'm not trying to be like shady or rude, but to me, that is a very juvenile response to blame yourself for issues that these two people have that go back way before anybody knew anything about you. And especially considering that we have watched Mama D be disrespectful to whatever woman Scrappy is with. You're certainly not the first. Yeah. It's not, and
true.
And so I'm really not trying to be shady. I just feel like she probably has some of her issues, some issues of her own that she needs to work through around that situation. Because let me tell you something. If a nigga mama say something crazy to me, and then him and his mama start beefing, I'm going to be like, that's exactly the fuck right. Because your mama do not get to talk to me crazy. I don't give a fuck that she's your mama. Nobody gets to talk to me crazy, period. And if you can't defend me, then I will... Listen, you get it before I do. Because you going to handle it with a certain level of respect because that's your mama. I am not. A bitch disrespect me, she getting it right back. Please don't fucking try me.
I mean, I don't hear anything to disagree with.
Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way. I'm cussing her out. And then if you get mad at me, I'm cussing you out. And I'm evaluating my options after that.
Hello?
Because all of y'all got me fucked up. You don't get to disrespect me because you're old. You don't get to disrespect me because I'm fucking your son or your daughter. You do not get to...
That is big fact.
You do not get to treat me any old kind of way. I really feel like, you know, especially amongst the Negroes, we definitely have this, you know, they old, let them say what they gonna say. You don't say nothing. You know, you don't push back against elders. We are though, because it's harmful. And you see now, like, people need to be checked for the dumb shit they say at any age. So I feel for Bambi crying behind this and assuming the blame for it. Like, girl, that woman has been wretched. She has been wretched.
In that order.
It don't have nothing to do with you. We have watched this woman act a whole asshole on TV for a long time. It is not
Joyce got to be next.
Now, see, Todd got the patience of a fucking saint. Because I would have been left Candy. You and your mama got me fucked up.
Yeah, Joyce got to get it next.
Something. Because, woof.
Reality person, music, alleger.
What?
Man. Do you know who Blueface is?
Oh, Christ. I shouldn't. Yes. That nigga who was chasing the beat on that one song, Bust Down Tatiana.
So, yeah, he dates someone I actually like. And he has that one song I hate where he, you know, does his worst attempt at catching the beat.
He's really not a good rapper.
He's not very good.
He's a horrible rapper. I can't believe he was ever popular. That Tatiana song was never particularly good. It was just the hook was catchy. That was all. That was it. He is just not talented. And then the way he be treating that girl, Krishan, it's abusive. I cannot believe y'all be holding that up as like something anybody should be aspiring to.
Well, no, that's not.
That relationship is hell. That relationship is hell.
So the doll baby has apparently been arrested for attempted murder over a situation that took place in October where he allegedly fired shots at a car outside of a venue in Las Vegas. He was reportedly arrested recently with his girlfriend, in the presence of his girlfriend. And I think later being worked on. I don't think they've bailed him out already. I'm not sure.
Damn, he got bail. Ugh.
So, man, it says that he's 25. I didn't even know he was this young.
I mean, considering the sheer amount of stupid ass decisions he makes, that doesn't really shock me. I just hope this girl can get away from him now. Like, I hope him being locked up.
She has no intention on it. She's already let us know.
What?
She ain't going absolutely the fuck nowhere.
Oh, damn. Oh, she in it deep, Lord.
All we can do is pray.
Yeah, because I was thinking, ooh, this nigga be the authorities having this nigga, you know, maybe that would give you the space you need to like literally escape, like make a break of this shit, pack up all your shit and go stay with somebody and he don't know where you at, change your phone number and all that. But okay.
She was like, oh, well, he didn't leave me when I went in, blah, blah, blah. And I had to be like, didn't you go in behind him?
Don't y'all, right. I was like, this is, you know what? People in abusive relationships, that is a whole, that is a whole situation that like, I'm not even finna dive into the psychology behind, behind being somebody who is abused and trying to leave that relationship. But
all I can do is hope that God works.
You right. Pray for her. Because he got locked. Oh no, I done found it on. Now why is there a TMZ hip hop?
Because fucking what? No, I'm good. That's it for Hot Tops. It's candy cane season. I'm excited about that.
It is. I got my tree out of storage. I'm gonna put it up this weekend.
Work.
Yeah, my gold tree and my ornaments. Very excited.
Gay.
Yes, I have a gold tree.
Gay.
Correct.
That's what I would do.
Right.
So I know it's gay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
We're going to take a break and come back and read your ghetto letters.
Hey y'all, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform for building your brand and growing your business online. That's right, nothing is too niche for Squarespace. And whatever your thing is, you can make your website as personalized as you want it to be. With Squarespace email campaigns, you'll stand out in any inbox. Start with an email template and customize it by applying your brand ingredients like site colors and logo. Built-in analytics measure the impact of every send, and Squarespace's insights can help you grow your business. You can even build a marketing strategy based on your top keywords or your most popular products and content thanks to Squarespace Analytics. Plus, it's easy to create pro-level videos effortlessly with the Squarespace Video Studio app, helping you to make and share engaging videos to tell your story, grow your audience, and of course, drive them sales. We adore Squarespace over here. Been using it for an extremely long time on personal websites, on thisistheread.com. Whenever, I remember to log in and update it, I'm always like, damn, Squarespace does make this incredibly simple. I could be doing this more often. So if you're ready to get started and do the same with your own website, head on over to squarespace.com/read to start your free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use promo code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's promo code READ. Let them know Kid Fury and Crystal sent you, and let's move on.
So if you're new here over at The Read, let's just get it out of the way now. Mental health, wellness, and making sure that your mind is in its best state, very, very important to us over here. Mm-hmm. And thus, we suggest you look into Talkspace if it's a tool that you have not heard of yet. They're great for dealing with the long-term effects of therapy and how they can give you the tools to deal with challenges as they arise, to strengthen your relationships and give you a more optimistic outlook on life. There's no better time to invest in yourself than right now, because Lord knows that seasonal depression is coming for the girls.
Oh, let me get my vitamin D.
Listen, all we can do is batten down the hatches.
Okay.
Okay. And a part of that can come
text my therapist
with your therapy. Okay, getting started is the most important part. Talkspace is the #1 online therapy platform with thousands of licensed therapists trained in over 40 different specialties, including anxiety, depression, and much more. Your therapist can help you set and achieve different goals, which is important. And you can text, video, or send voice messages to your licensed therapist. It's incredibly convenient, especially if you're an on-the-go diva. as many of us are. As a listener of this podcast, you'll get $100 off of your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/READ. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com/read to get $100 off your first month and show your support for the show. That's Talkspace.com/read. Go get some help, some love, let them know we sent you, and let's get back to the show. All right, guys, we're back. It is time for the listeners.
So close. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read them aloud on the show. Our first letter this week is actually for me. Thank you so much. Milwaukee. Well, it actually says ready. What does she say? Ready to keeping it buck like Milwaukee? Something like that. I just shortened it because I was like, girl, I'm not reading that. But then I said it anyway.
Milwaukee buck.
Wow. Thank you. I would not have made that connection had you not said that. So
I mean, clearly not.
Really appreciate your expertise there.
Yep, you're welcome.
So Milwaukee says, hey, Crystal, I'm also in a counseling program and graduating in December. And I wanted to hear your thoughts on particular modalities or interventions that resonate with you and which populations besides Black, that you would like to work with. Would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks. Whatever cute Bucks pun she put there.
Well, you have fun with that.
Well, first of all, congratulations. You're almost done. I'm incredibly jealous. Can't wait till I can say the same. My personal theoretical orientation is primarily person-centered, but it also has some reality and feminist theories mixed in there. And I feel like the combination of all three of those really prioritizes a client-therapist approach that feels the most natural to me. And that might be because I feel like, especially person-centered, is a big part of what my therapist has been doing with me. You know, she's a stan of Carl Rogers, like most of us, professionally. And so, but yeah, I just feel like, you know, having a theoretical orientation that has a basis that is rooted in, you know, positive regard and maintaining hope for the future when it can be very difficult to do that, and a commitment to understanding intersectionality and the context around and the reasons behind a person does the things they do and believes the things they believe is super important. Yeah, you know, like, I don't know if I should like dive into what person-centered and reality and feminist theories are. I guess you can look
Please
it up
don't.
if you're okay. Thank you for letting me know that you are not interested, but but populations other than Black that I would like to work with, I guess just, you know, Black is what that's always been my goal, but of color would also be great. Just POC, the rest of you who can claim that title. And really anybody who feels marginalized, who feels like the dominant culture and most of the therapists working today don't really see them for who they are and are incapable of meeting them where they are, which is a huge failure on the part of people who are working in therapeutic settings right now. So, you know, people, and especially people who have identities that I don't have, because I want to be challenged by that as well. And I also, you know, I want to continue to grow in my understanding and in my practice as I get there. So thank you so much, Milwaukee. I love talking about this stuff, even though it is not particularly interesting. But I appreciate the question.
It's kind of hard to understand.
Oh, is it?
Well, I tried my best to follow along.
All right.
I probably got about 35%.
Oh, do I sound like Kia when Kia start talking about whatever it is she
You do
do?
to me.
Because I swear to God, to this day, I could not really tell you what Kia
I try.
does.
I really do. I listen attentively. I really try to get it.
I know it's high. She helps higher education be less racist.
Yeah, I get that part.
More than that, though,
Nope.
developing curriculum, maybe. I'm not sure.
No.
I just know she's a bad bitch. But the details, baby. So, all right, if that's what I sound like, then I get it. So, but yeah, Thank you. And anybody else having a question related to therapy or therapy school, I would love to answer that. So send that over. Our next letter comes from Namora, who says, I live in Quebec and my boyfriend and I have been in a long distance relationship for a year. He lives in Atlanta, so seeing each other is very costly. We are both in our early 20s and he has a high libido, which I used to love. But my battle with depression and body dysmorphia have made it harder to participate in sex acts, both in person and on the phone. He's never raised his voice or snapped at me before, and whenever I tell him I'm not in the mood, he respects it without having an attitude about it. I'm happy that I'm not with someone who would pressure me into sexual acts, but it's hard to watch your significant other be sexually frustrated for over a month. So today I asked him if he'd be comfortable with an open relationship on his end. He admitted that the idea did interest him.
I bet it did.
But then he immediately asked if I would want that same freedom. His tone was kind of anxious, so I told him the truth and said, as of right now, no, but if I did want to in the future, it would be okay, right? He got really sad and said that emotionally he would not be able to handle the idea of anyone having me the way he does. And
right. But he's interested.
Right. And that he'd rather not have an open relationship than for it to be one-sided. At first, I was proud of him for being open and honest with me. Until I really processed what he said. I was irritated and hurt, so I told him that while it was mature of him to take into account how that isn't fair, I wanted to know if he'd ever be comfortable with both of us participating in an open relationship. He said maybe over time, but that he isn't really sure that he'd ever be okay with it. I was fed up and exhausted with the conversation, so I quickly said goodbye and got off the phone. Am I wrong for taking offense with his answer or for suggesting an open relationship in the first place? Because honestly, it feels like I burned myself. Love both of you talented people lots. Nomura.
What was the first question? Because I have my answer for the second one.
Am I wrong for taking offense with his answer?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I don't think you're wrong for taking offense to his answer. Because I think his answer is a little offensive. His answer is a little crooked. Yeah, his answer is offensive in many ways. I was offended by his answer. What the fuck am I talking about? I just hate the whole like having you thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that you should have suggested an open relationship if you didn't want one. Like, well, I don't know why you brought it up. And if he hasn't really pressured you or made you feel uncomfortable about, not wanting to participate in certain sexual acts when you don't want to, I don't know why you, like, I won't say I don't know why, because it's not like I can't, empathize, but like, you shouldn't let your own personal anxiety about it be like, well, go fuck. Like, if that's not what you want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess reasons that he... Wait a minute. So you don't want an open relationship because you just don't want to do it, but you might be okay with it. Doesn't matter. You don't want to be in an open relationship. You maybe don't want to be with this guy either. You guys are young. He's in his early 20s, she said.
Yeah, they both are.
Yeah. So like, it's, I think, also kind of early for a lot of these emotions. When I was around that age, I was also like, I don't never want to be.
Yeah, there's that.
And now monogamy is still my thing. Like, like, it's my thing. It's my preferred thing. But I think I have a more rounded understanding of people in open relationships, but I also have far more friends and people who I've met in my life who either are in open relationships or have been in open relationships. So I've like got more perspective on it. And most importantly, I think ways it's done correctly and ways it's done
Amen.
well and ways it's done not so well.
Amen. Mm-hmm.
People who do it like successfully and unsuccessfully. So, I think that you should maybe, I guess my suggestion would be to tell your boyfriend the truth about you just kind of feeling kind of bad about maybe leaving him sexually frustrated and that you don't want to lose him. But you also don't want to be in an open relationship, and hope that he can give you the time and space to figure out stuff that's going on with yourself. Because I heard you say body dysmorphia. I heard you say, you know, that you're dealing with stuff that you might want to individually care for.
Yeah.
Regardless of relationship or who you're going to be with, whether it's him or, you know, some other person. And I think I would try to build on that because he doesn't sound like, you know, like he's lacks understanding or care or love. He does sound like a man. Because it was like, well, yeah, I have been thinking of that, but I don't want anybody to have you. Shut your ass up. You like I said anything to you, bitch. Like, so I don't know. I think I would be honest with him about how I feel about it and then try to, you know, work on me a little bit. And maybe you need to be single to do that, but maybe you don't. I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, I actually didn't think his response was that bad once he said that, you know, he would rather just not have an open relationship than for it to be one-sided. Because I felt like that was super fair. Of course, it was very niggerish of him to be like, oh, I can fuck somebody else, but you're not going to fuck nobody else, right? Like, of course, that. But then but he didn't, like, completely dive off the deep end into stupidity.
Right.
Like, he reined it back in pretty quickly. So
yeah, that actually sounds kind of nice.
Yeah, he doesn't sound that crazy. I agree with Kid Fury that like suggesting an open relationship in the first place was probably not the best move, but I don't know. I also I think struggling with depression and the effects that has like on your mood and the way you see yourself and all this, and then body dysmorphia. I don't know if you actually have that or if you just, I don't know, saw it on TikTok or something, because y'all take a lot of, that is an actual diagnosis. That's not, it's not something it doesn't just mean that like when you look in the mirror, you think you're fat, but then everybody else tells you you're not. That's not body dysmorphia. It's just like trauma bonding is not going through something bad with another person. That's not what that means. So
just because you like to fuck a lot, you're not an info. Like those kind of things.
Yeah, and just because you went back in the house one time to make sure you turned the kitchen stove off does not mean you're OCD. Like, just things like that.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I don't know.
Sometimes you need to remind
for all I know, you have a diagnosis, but I'm just saying for those of you who just throw these words out. But regardless, it, you know, being in a low mood really, it has a very difficult effect. And then when y'all are long distance, and so, you know, like FaceTime sex or whatever is like the most intimacy y'all really get sexually on a regular basis, and then you're not feeling up to that, I can see how this would cause like a real strain in the relationship. But if he is not tripping, then it kind of seems like you just decided that he was tripping. So, I don't know. I think I would, well, I'll say this. Early 20s ain't no reason to be invested in no damn long distance relationship. I would say just, I wouldn't even be bothered with this. And like, girl, I'll find somebody in Quebec. You find somebody in Atlanta, and best of luck to you. Like, but if y'all really want to make it work, then I think you're just going to have to be more open with him about like how it is you're really feeling. Like, I feel like I'm putting a burden on you because I'm not really in the mood, and I know that you are. And, you know, and I don't want to, you know, I don't want to make you feel that way. I don't want you to go fuck nobody else. Like, so I'm worried. Like, I have these concerns that are going on in the back of my head that caused me to offer something that I really do not want to give. and started a conversation that ended up just pissing me off. And see, And see, Morgan, it's not like he asked you for an open relationship because you wasn't giving up, no e-pussy. He didn't.
Exactly.
He didn't do, like, you kind of invited this whole situation in. So I would just take some time and really think about the feelings behind what motivated you to ask that question. And then go from there. And just see how, because maybe y'all are on the same page and y'all can work it out. And maybe y'all will realize that, this has come to the end of the road. But best of luck to you either way, Namora. And if you named yourself after Namor, then I'm so impressed. But
that's what I guessed.
Our last question. I almost asked if you saw the movie.
What movie? No.
Are we going to talk about it?
I've never seen a movie. I'm going to give the girls one more week.
Oh, okay. All right. Y'all have another week. And then it's fucking spoiler alerts. So, all right. Our last letter comes from Big Q, who says, "Hey, y'all, I'm a 26-year-old cisgender straight black man, and I'm going through a very rough dating patch."
Listening to this? I'm good.
Every now and then. I wouldn't be shocked if a girlfriend put him on, but...
He said he's...
Oh, well, yeah. Well, former, but...
Maybe. That's true.
"I've been ghosted by a couple of women within the last few years, and the common variable is obviously me. If I was my 21-year-old self, I would blame this on my looks because I'm a bigger man, but I've grown past that, and obviously these girls know what I look like. A couple of them ghosted me before the first date, and a couple of them after. If I'm doing something wrong, I would love to know what it is, but I'm not going to bother these women and said, hey, what did I do wrong? Because they obviously don't want to talk to me, and if they cared enough, they would have told me already. I'm the last person who would say some outlandish shit to a woman that I'm interested in or be disrespectful, but at the same time, I'm clearly doing something wrong, and I can't figure out what that is so that I can change it. What can I do? Please help. Any advice is welcome. Thanks. Love you both. Big Q." I'm shocked that a 26-year-old cis straight man said that he loves us both. God is in the blessing business.
Math. I don't know. I mean, I struggle with this because I feel like I wouldn't do it, but I'm asking myself why I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, what would be the harm in just being like, I mean, what if they ghosted you? Like, who's to say they're going to say anything?
Right.
I don't know, man. Like,
this is why I hate ghosting. This is why I hate it.
It's stupid. It's so stupid. And it's unfair.
It's inconsiderate. And, we're only getting your side of things. But I really feel like, except in like severe cases of like abuse and stuff like that, you can text somebody and be like, hey, we had fun. I'm moving on. Have a great life. And then block them and never speak to them again. And that is just fine. Like, you don't owe them a conversation. You don't have to go back and forth with somebody that you were never in a relationship with. But a heads up, like, hey, this was cool, but I'm ending it. Or, hey, this wasn't cool. You got on my nerves. Your breath stank. You're musty all the time. I couldn't deal with it. Like, I just feel like
I didn't get lost in the Thanos snap.
Yeah, right. It's like, I'm just moving on and hope you have a nice life. Like, I just feel like, I don't know why y'all are so opposed to doing that. But this is why I hate it, because then people internalize that as like it being something wrong with them. Because my first thought when reading this was, you're probably just dating other people in their early to mid 20s. And this is just what y'all do. Like, people fuck around. They go out on a couple of dates or not. They match on Tinder or whatever. They text for a little bit and then they move on. Like, I just don't really... I can see why that would be painful, but at the same time, I don't think it's something that you have to absorb as like being a fault of yours.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not giving us anything in this letter to say like, oh, well, you need to straighten up on this or this or this. Like, sounds like you're just a victim of the fucking dating game. It's horrible out here. This is what people be talking about. Yeah,
it sucks. It truly, truly sucks in most ways. If your breath is fresh, your clothes are clean, you approach people with respect,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At that point, it's just finding the match. And some people are just not going to be that. And also not, I think if it is any consolation, I think a lot of people, especially younger people in the dating sphere, whatever that you want to call it, really aren't great communicators. And really aren't doing any work to communicate.
No.
The hard stuff.
No.
So
definitely not doing that. Definitely not doing that.
Turning around and blaming yourself or starting to make assumptions about things that could be wrong with you is just not the right decision. Again, it's something I can understand. I think I can empathize with.
Absolutely.
But it's not helpful at all. Just keep on trucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is like Bambi. It is not about you.
No.
I mean, or you haven't given us a reason to think that it is about you. Like,
yeah, nothing I can tell.
Yeah, this just sounds to me like you're dating, and this is literally why everybody is so over it. Like, dating just sucks. And so hopefully, you'll start to meet people who can at least send you a text when they're over it and moving on. But yeah, I would say more than anything else, try not to take it personally and get right back out there. Somebody, it's shitty. It's hard. People stay in loveless, awful relationships for this exact reason, so that they don't have to do this.
Right.
Be back out here with these niggas trying to find one person who is worth a damn and your time. So good luck to you, Big Q. I'm rooting for you. It's rough, though.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you as well.
All right. That wraps up the letters for this week. We're going to take another quick break and be right back. Hey, y'all. We all have people in our lives who help us to get things done. They help us to get our daily lives on track. They are the grease in the wheels of our lives. Like for me, one of the people I'm most thankful for in this world is my therapist. She has been a complete godsend since she came into my life 5 years ago. And I'm forever thankful for the work she has done and the work that she has helped me to do. We can also be grateful for those who make our work lives easier. That's why it's so important to have the right people on your team. And if you want to hire these people for your business, then you need ZipRecruiter. You can try ZipRecruiter for free over at ZipRecruiter.com/theread. ZipRecruiter uses powerful technology to find and match the right candidates with your job. You can easily review these candidates, invite your top choices to apply, and you'll love ZipRecruiter's complete suite of tools because they make it so easy to filter, review, and rate your candidates. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So if you want a stress-free hiring process, trust me, you'll be so thankful you tried ZipRecruiter. Just go to our special URL to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/theread. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/THEREAD. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. All right, let's move on.
Okay, folks, we are back. And now it is time for the read. And this segment of our episode is sponsored by Illuminating Intersectionality, which is a new 3-part video series brought to you by a couple of awesome folks that we know. Mm-hmm. First of all, Target's Black Beyond Measure platform. And it's going to be hosted by Fran of Hey Fran Hey and the Friend Zone podcast, as well as Chef Jade of All Jades and Dr. Takia Robinson of the Getting Grown podcast. Hey, girls. The series features dynamic discussions about identity, power, and intersectionality as a tool for honoring the beautiful complexity of Black womanhood. Conversations cover topics such as race, class, and socioeconomic status, education, food and food access, cultural expression, and more. In addition, brilliant Black woman-owned companies like Mented Cosmetics, Essie Spice, and Partake Foods are highlighted. So go give them a shout. Go check them out. Check out Illuminating Intersectionality on the Loudspeakers Network YouTube page now. And join the conversation. All right, let's start with some reading. You want to go ahead? Because I only have one quick thing.
Yeah, I also only have one thing to talk about this week, and it is this clip of Kelly Rowland. I don't know if you've seen this.
I just watched this.
Yes.
An hour or two ago.
So if you haven't seen it, Kelly Rowland and Marsai Martin were on Ebro in the morning, and unfortunately they had to speak to Peter Rosenberg, who Now, I did not watch the whole interview. I just watched this one clip, but it was so bad. It was. So he opens the clip by complimenting Kelly Rowland on her ability to play second to Beyonce. Like, he literally says the words to her, like, shout out to you in 2022. This man said, you know, wow, you really held it down, and you know, like, you part of this great group, and at the same time, you're next to the person who is shining the brightest light on planet Earth, and you didn't even fight it. You know, it seems like you somehow loved your position anyway and took it seriously. And so Kelly, with all the class and media training that Matthew beat into them 30 years ago, Kelly very politely and quickly gathers him right on up and says, well, you know, yes, Beyonce is a light, but light attracts light. I am light. Nobody's light dims anybody else's light. The issue comes in when other people try to compare us, because that just shows how weak their light is. And then Marsai Martin is over here like making faces and nodding like, please catch the hint, dumbass white man.
Stamp on his back.
Baby, but do you think this white man took the hint? Do you think he picked up what she was putting down? Of course he fucking did not. Kept right on going, talking about, yeah, but you could have just chilled and been like, you know, I'm in this great group and my best friend is the biggest artist in the world. And so Kelly again has to cut him off right there and say, yes, and also Beyonce's best friend and sister is also one of the biggest artists in the world. And y'all need to stop looking at relationships as if they are one-sided. And it blew my mind that she had to break this down to this dumbass
Peter
white man.
Rosenberg is an adult, by the way.
Baby.
Like a grown adult.
She said, I'm shining. Marsai is shining. We sitting right here shining together. Yes, Beyonce has done a lot for Black women in particular, especially. And somebody paved the way for her. And I do the same thing. And somebody did it for me. Like, there's plenty of space for all of us to chill and coexist. And it doesn't have to be, you know, just one girl. So chill out with the fucking comparisons and stop trying to limit us. And then, child, here Ebro come in. I feel like he was trying to do damage control for this white man.
Of course he was.
You know, there's a perception that there's limited slots, but that's not necessarily true. But ego gets in the way and blah, blah, blah. So then Kelly is like, yeah, you know, definitely when I was younger, I started to internalize those messages because y'all have been pretending that Kelly is a lesser being than Beyonce since the group came out. Y'all have been doing this since she was 15 fucking years old. So yeah, at a certain point, she says, when I was younger, I definitely did internalize those messages that I wasn't as worthy. And it took a lot of growth and self-love to get out of that mindset. So it's like all the Black people are nodding and understanding. And it's like, okay, it was about to go off the fucking edge of the cliff, but we finna turn this shit around, baby. Here come Rosenberg again. With what I felt was actually the most disrespect. Well, it's hard to say. All of his questions in this clip are incredibly disrespectful. But then he says, well, how do you continue to work so hard even though you're so successful? Like, why do you've done all these great things, you know, music and acting and all this. And why do you even still get up in the morning and go do anything when you already have so much? Nigga, what?
Also, just quick note. This man has worked in radio, thus has interviewed people for countless years. Like,
baby,
should not be this
are you talking about?
Piss poor at asking questions.
What the fuck? No, because what the fuck are you talking about? Man, I don't watch Ebro in the morning regularly. I don't listen regularly. So maybe I'm missing some kind of context. Maybe he asks everybody why they work. But that is a stupid fucking question. Kelly was like, she looked at him like, why do I earn money?
Yeah.
She was like, I mean, again, extremely diplomatic, and said, well, I'm good, and I want to continue working. I want to be great. I want to put my all into everything I do. Like some flowery shit that she should have never had to say, because 100% certain that he wouldn't have asked no damn white man. Like, you're not asking Brad Pitt why he continues to act or produce movies. You're not doing that.
Never.
Do you ask yourself why you get up in the morning and continue to come get on the radio?
I do.
After having been on the radio. After having been on the radio for so fucking long. Like, this just isn't a question that you would have asked another white man. And it was a stupid question on top of that. Because, like, obviously she works for money. Like, like people work to earn money, but also because it gives them a sense of satisfaction. They like what they do. They're good at it. They want to continue putting things out into the world.
Have you heard of passion?
Like, what do you mean?
Drive.
I was so annoyed because to me that question just said, it just, again, was him going back to this belief that he has that, like, if you were associated with Beyonce and you made all this money with Beyonce, then why even bother with doing anything else? Like, you can just chill and be Beyonce's sidekick all your life. And what she has been trying to say is that is not who she is. And they have made it clear that that is not their relationship. Y'all continue to put that bullshit onto them. And y'all continue to do it to Kelly. Y'all do it to Kelly as if it's not extremely fucked up, extremely disrespectful, extremely hurtful to insinuate that this woman should feel like she is not as good as somebody who is her literal best friend in the fucking world, a sister to her. Like, Kelly has not talked about the shit that she went through when she felt like she had to be like she had internalized these messages and she felt like she had to be like distancing herself from Beyonce and ended up in fucked up situations and wasn't even speaking to B and all this because of the shit y'all have been saying for decades about these Black women. Please shut the fuck up or show Kelly Rowland the respect she deserves. Pick one, though. Pick one. Peter fucking Rosenberg. Nigga, you're lucky to even be speaking. You're lucky to even be speaking to her. And then, of course, the conversation moves on. After Kelly does that, you know, it moves on to like, let's talk about Marseille and how young you are and, you know, some blah, 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 college life. And like, so it moved on from there. I don't think it got any spicier after that. But I was just so, disgusted by the audacity of this fucking white man to sit in front of Kelly fucking Rowland's face, a person who you will never be a 10th as successful. Like, you will never, baby, you cannot even begin to touch the hem of her fucking garment and to disrespect her like that over and over to her fucking face. Even though, like, again, she made it extremely clear twice that you needed to shut the fuck up and stop saying this shit about her. And you just kept doing it. Like, I don't read the fucking room, girl. Wake the fuck up.
And if she would have piped up and popped off, then it would have been a problem.
Then it really, right. Or if she would have cussed him out, or she would have said, the fuck you mean by that? Then it would have been an issue. Right. Baby, Kelly Rowland is a incredible person. Yeah. So gracious. When y'all do not deserve it. When y'all do not deserve it.
Grace, patience, regality, all of the things, truly, because a couple of things I wouldn't have done.
And if somebody gets a phone call or if somebody is standing outside your bushes asking you what the fuck you had to say about Kelly Rowland, I won't be shocked either. Because I know how Beyonce and Solange do about their sister. So just tread fucking lightly. Be careful who the fuck you talking to. And be careful of the dumb shit you perpetuate when you say things like think about what you're saying, 21 Savage. Think about the words you're using. Are these the correct words? Peter Rosenberg you are a professional interviewer.
Like
This is your job.
Why are you so bad?
And you're harping
so bad
on this topic when she's made it clear, like, you think I am inferior to Beyonce. I do not think I'm inferior to Beyonce. So stop talking to me as if I agree with you.
This is a compliment to Beyonce don't agree with you.
Right.
It's a compliment to no one. Beyonce does not live. Kelly does not live. The Black community does not live. Nobody's living. It's not giving what you think is giving.
Why do you get up in the morning and go to work? Bitch, what do you?
What the fuck are we talking about? Like, I got dressed and came here. I'm Kelly Rowland, And this is what you're asking me? It's weird. It's weird.
Stupid. So yeah, fuck Peter Rosenberg for that. That was just extremely fucking stupid. But that's it for me. I'm not even talking about that orange radioactive motherfucker and the bullshit he's up to, because it's just too many years it's just too many days until the next election. So I'm not
at this point that. I'm looking at that as a fun little reality show.
Somebody else's business, not mine. What channel did that come? Oh, that's streaming alongside what's that? That's on Netflix? That's on Hulu? Let me check that out.
It's on Breitbart.
That's y'all's business.
So you brought up Marsai Martin. I will be doing my read in dedication to her this week.
Oh, okay.
Marsai Martin, living icon and diva, comedian, actor, producer, philanthropist, fashion icon. She took part, along many others, in this year's Savage Fenty fashion program.
Word.
Now, work indeed is what you would have heard if you asked me about this. Unfortunately, a couple of y'all had unsolicited concerns that you felt like sharing with the internet, including Marsai herself. And apparently y'all felt some type of way about Marsai being involved in this fashion show because she's 18.
Which is grown? Okay.
Oh, she just turned 18, I read. Should she have waited to do adult things at 18 and a half? 3/4? 19? 20? I'm confused. Oh, it's just why are we forcing kids to be grown? You weren't fighting and ready to be grown by the time you plucked into 13 years old?
Baby.
You weren't touching the fucking sky when God gave you 18 years because you knew,
baby,
that you were that official diva? And you really weren't, because you still couldn't buy liquor.
Not technically.
Right.
Not legally.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
Like, stop acting like you weren't
right, like you weren't ever 18.
Kid.
Like, if I was 18 years old and one of the biggest stars on the planet was like, you want to wear these sexy drawers and come be in my fashion show? Are you fucking kidding?
This young woman has been working her ass off, damn near her whole ass life, to bring us some joy and entertainment. She don't cause no problems. Nope. She don't be in no drama with no motherfucking body. She's not dumb. She's not naive. She ain't nobody's motherfucking fool. She was on this fucking program in like a bodysuit with like a little shot of cleavage or something like that. And y'all are losing your goddamn minds. And I just honestly, I think it's fucking absurd that y'all are like have an issue with this young lady having fun and expressing herself as a young adult. That's literally what she is now. She's not a little girl anymore. She is a young adult, and she is permitted to do this. For y'all saying, oh, well, she was in a fashion show with an abuser because Johnny Depp was in it. I can confidently assume that most of the people who were on that show did not know that nigga was also going to be on the show unless they were in the shot with him. Marsai Martin was not in a sequence with this motherfucker. I don't know why you are comparing the two, why you are bringing the two together as if her being a part. Like, it's not adding up to me.
It's not.
And for those of y'all who are talking about some, oh, well, it's just, crazy men be looking and these men be looking and da 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 da. It's like they're always looking, bitch. I don't understand. What's not clicking? What's not clicking? What's not coming over in your mind? It makes me almost think of like Billie Eilish, because I could be wrong, internet. Don't bother correcting me. I'll probably Google it. But I feel like I read at some point that Billie Eilish, because she was like, I don't know, 15 or something when she became like super popular and famous.
Yeah. If not younger than that, I'm not sure.
Maybe. But she, even to this day, like most of the time wears pretty like baggy clothes, and looks great in it and stuff like that. But I feel like I read once that she was like, she doesn't want people to focus on her body or make comments about her body.
I saw that.
She wants to focus on her music, especially having been underage and things like that. Did that stop people from making comments about her body, even though she's wearing a double XL Gucci polo or something like that? Hell the fuck no. Marsai Martin could have walked down to that motherfucking Savage Fenty fashion show dressed like the Rain Missy Elliott. And somebody who's watching, one of these weird ass niggas who's watching, would have still been a weird ass nigga. Yes. Stop talking to these women who are being women, who are expressing themselves in ways that they are permitted to do, and start talking to these same ass niggas that you're so motherfucking concerned about. Okay? Go and throw them niggas in the motherfucking bin. Take them niggas to task. You don't want to do that. You want to argue about what's just a song and what's just a lyric and what's just a motherfucking, bar when it comes to niggas exploiting Black women's trauma and violence against them and their own bodies and that type. Like, y'all always have an argument when a Black woman of any age is actually in danger, is actually harmed, or is actually, put in a place of like trauma or strife, but it like, you have no issue. Like, it's just, it doesn't make any sense to me. You don't say nothing to none of these niggas. Like, that girl ain't do nothing wrong. And what you can be certain of is that she comes from a foundation that got her.
Period.
Okay? Her mama, her daddy don't play no motherfucking games, ain't been playing no motherfucking games. True. It's never been that. All right? And so if they said that their baby can go and walk into the motherfucking fashion show in a cat suit and some over-the-knee boots or whatever she had on, sweetie, you don't need to worry about nobody but your own motherfucking kids. Because she got 2 at home. All right, that's riding for her. She got plenty of family that's riding for her. I, myself, will pull up for the doll baby if anybody tries her. Can she walk in the fashion show? Yes, the fuck she can. She's grown at this point. Grown-ish, whatever you want to call it. She's not a little girl anymore, so you need to just go ahead and get the fuck over it. It wasn't too much your business to be concerned about the shit any goddamn way. Y'all act like Rihanna got her doing OnlyFans. Shut up.
And she is a young adult. What young adult doesn't explore their sexuality or enjoy their body or whatever else? Like, you talking about a cat suit and some boots. I thought she was in panties for y'all to be this upset. Like, what young adult doesn't test the boundaries of no longer being a child? She is not
wearing athleisure.
She is not the baby that you met on Blackish. I'm sorry that you're old. She is growing up. You're going to have to accept it.
Marsai also has a great physique, so I don't know if that
like most 18-year-olds, like.
Well, I guess, but like I don't know if that makes people uncomfortable. But it's like she I don't know. The girls seem to have weird relationship with age. Is that the theme of the episode?
Anytime, like especially because like if you're not like stick thin, if you're not like straight up and down, then people feel like you wearing something skin tight is like obscene.
We're not.
But like Black people be shaped all different kind of ways. Let that young Black girl live her life.
I just don't understand why mama can't walk in a catsuit down to the Rihanna show. Like, it's just really like she don't bother nobody. Get off of her ass and mind your own goddamn business, bitch. What did you have for breakfast this morning? It probably wasn't good for you.
She's not 5 years old anymore. Sorry, y'all. She's not. Let that girl grow up. Y'all do this this is a theme. It really is like, this is a recurring theme of the episode. Like, y'all just stay coming for Black girls who did not do it. No,
Did you brush your teeth before you went to
not
bed last
one
night?
fucking thing. Right. And you need to floss too.
Don't think we forgot.
It's important.
Your gums haven't.
Why don't you call your dentist? Right. A little bit of blood every time you brush your teeth. Nah, that's not good.
Why are all of them clothes still in that one chair in your room?
Oh, well, drag me.
Like, you have things to do.
Yeah, go do your fucking laundry.
Worrying about Marcy and Martin walking at a fashion show is not one of them. You're like, everybody's fine.
Go check them baseboards. Go see what they looking like. That little ring of dust around your house. Go do something about that.
You ain't got one multivitamin in your house.
And you need it. The sun is setting at 4:00 these days.
I don't know what you waiting on.
You need to get up and take your fucking Centrum, Grandpa.
Bitch, did you put on any SPF before you went outside this
Stay
morning?
out of young people business. Your knees crack when you get up in the morning. You let that young person live her fucking life.
When's the last time you had greens?
In fact, just call the doctor. When was the last time you had a physical? You gonna make sure everything is still working in that old body.
You got tennis elbow and don't even know.
Niggas, man.
Worried about Marcy and Martin. Get your fucking shit together. I'm done.
All right, that is going to wrap up the read. Once again, this segment of the show was brought to you by Illuminating Intersectionality, a new 3-part video series brought to you by Target's Black Beyond Measure platform and hosted by Fran, Kia, and Jade, my sisters. Make sure you join the conversation via a live Twitter chat every week with them, plus some of the incredible owners behind those Black-owned businesses and some of your favorite Black women who are on social media, like me, Sylvia Obel, Scotty Beam, and Jasmine Lawson. The final episode will come out next Monday, the 21st at 6 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you follow and use hashtags IIBBM and hashtag Black Beyond Measure to share your perspectives. Again, that you can find Illuminating Intersectionality on the Loudspeaker Network's YouTube page. Right now, go check up on the other 2 episodes. It has been a really incredible conversation, and I am going to join Jade, Kia, and Fran. Jade, Kia, Fran, yes. I am joining them on Instagram, I think next Tuesday. Listen.
Girl, I get it.
Do you know how many papers I had to write this week? Do you know how many papers I had to write this week?
You don't have to explain
anyway
shit to me.
More about that, though, coming soon. So, yeah, check us out at thisistheread.com. Follow us on social media for as long as social media is around, because this Twitter shit gets crazier day by day.
It's not looking great, girl.
Yes, we'll be hosting that live Twitter chat if Twitter still exists on Monday. So y'all follow us there. But yes. Oh, our merch over at shoptheread.com. And I am so excited to announce that I'm going outside. You can catch me at the Bell House on December 4th. Thanks to Heaven. She invited me to be a part of her game show. Heaven only knows. Love Heaven, miss her so much, and very excited to be a part of this alongside Don Will and Roy Wood Jr. So check out. I'll post it. Yes, so funny, so talented. So I will have that posted on my Instagram and Twitter, so you can go get tickets if you're around December 4th, the Bell House here in the city. I'll be there. So, all right. Any other news for you before we wrap up?
I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be here.
I feel you.
Yep.
Same.
That's it.
God is so big.
Yeah, it's so large.
All right. Take care of yourselves. We will see y'all next week.